Welcome to the Apex Social Podcast. I'm Susan Acey. I'm the founder of Apex Social, and we are supporting care professionals, host families, children with all abilities in the United States, Australia, and in Europe.
Welcome, I'm Maren, and I'm the host of the Apex Social Podcast. I'm excited to take you on a journey to learn more about Apex Social and our mission.
Okay, this is great.
Welcome to the Apex Social Podcast. My name is Maren, and I welcome you to this very special episode, since the festive cheers fills the air. We're celebrating not just one holiday at Apex Social, we're celebrating the cultural exchange, and we have a lot of families. We are very proud and we're feeling with them during these times that are Jewish and are celebrating, for example, Hanukkah. And in this season, we're going to talk about Hanukkah, the history of Hanukkah, where is it coming from, the traditions, and I'm more than happy to welcome Debbie Hochberg. She's an ACD from New Jersey, and she brought her friends, and I would say it's also our friends. Thank you so much for being here. We are honored. Rabbi Baruch Klar, would you like to introduce yourself quickly?
I'm Rabbi Baruch Klar, my wife Devorah. I'm really honored to be part of this. I think it's amazing. It's wonderful, and I have a lot to say. Ask me questions.
Yes. Also, welcome, Angelina. You're a care professional in your second year, and you celebrated as a care professional from Germany the Hanukkah season and all Jewish holidays with your host family. I'm more than happy that you're here too. And together we're gonna explore the Jewish traditions. And I would like to start with the first question. So what is your favorite holiday and what is the origin of it?
Hanukkah is tomorrow. It would be insulting if I said anything else. But the truth is, Hanukkah is the most widely celebrated holiday in the world in the Jewish community, mostly because it brings light into the darkness. And I don't have to mention how much darkness there is and how important it is to have light, to share it with other people. In fact, you'll see, Angelina, you'll see in the home, in the Jewish home, you're not supposed to light the menorah in the kitchen, for example, on the kitchen table. That would be nice, but you're supposed to light it at the window or the door of the house. You know why? Because the light that represents Hanukkah, it's not enough that you should have it in your own home, only for you, but you want to spread the light outside at the window or the door to represent bringing the light outside into the darkness. We only light the menorah at nighttime, not in the daytime, because that's the point. And another interesting thing about just lighting the menorah in your house is that we add a light every day. So the first night we will light one light, the second night a second, and then so on. Because it's whatever light you bring today is wonderful, but tomorrow you have to increase in light. That's the basic, laws of Hanukkah in your home with your menorah. Now, I have a special love for Hanukkah because many, many years ago, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the Grand Rebbe, he said, it's time not just to put the menorah by your window and bring the light to the window or the door, but to bring the light out into the world. And it was not an easy time. We started building menorahs, and a lot of the students ran to build menorahs out of PVC piping, and they wanted to put them in public places, in government places, and so on. And there were so many people that were supporting the separation of church and state that there was a lot of flack. The ACLU took us to the Supreme Court 3 times, and we won all those battles because it's a beautiful thing. And my experience is when you're sharing Hanukkah with the world, non-Jewish people, everybody in the community wants to be part of it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's also the holiday season for everybody. It's a happy time. It's a joyous time. And who doesn't want to have more light in a dark world? So people come out when we have public menorah lightings. People come out. I'm going next Monday to light the menorah in Trenton with the governor of New Jersey. I've been doing that for over 30 years. That's the capital of New Jersey, and the governor for over 30 years, whoever was the governor, came came out to celebrate a big 16-foot menorah, and we had a meeting and refreshments and singing kids and stuff all in the Senate chambers. It's really been something that people look forward to every single year. Now, I noticed that the students started building menorahs out of PVC piping because it's easy. And if you paint it silver or gold, you think maybe you've got something nice going there. But I didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel that way. Even your local mall, it's got to be beautiful. So I started over 30 years ago building a menorah that today, um, actually, we have a whole website with hundreds and hundreds of projects. Of we, it's called menorah.net, and I'm not pushing it. I just want to, if somebody would want to look and see what we, it's incredible. From a very primitive aluminum menorah, we now have menorahs that light up full body with automatic lighting every single day, lights by itself. The colors are just incredible. The colors flow from one to another to another. On some of the menorahs, the colors flow through all at one time, all different colors, and it's just like, you know, even 2 years ago, you have this gorgeous menorah in all these places. There's thousands and thousands around the world now. It's literally become the symbol. Our menorah is like, it's the menorah that's out there, and everybody knows that's the menorah and that's the shape of it. Um, but 2 years ago, we came up with this LED um, part to it, and the colors, like at nighttime, you look at the menorah, you see the beautiful lights on top of it. You don't see the menorah so well because it's dark. But now
Mm-hmm.
that the whole body lights up in full color, it's like, wow, people stop and stare, and everybody wants
Mm-hmm.
one now. Anyway, that's how we started this whole menorah thing. I also have my wife and I have a Judaica store
Mm-hmm.
in West Orange, New Jersey, and we can show you some menorahs that we sell in the store. They're very creative. There's like so much talent and the artists, and we get a lot of the stuff from Israel and overseas, and it's beautiful stuff. You want to bring a couple over?
Yes, please.
Um,
We want to see it. So we just can
okay, so
describe what we're seeing.
this is the menorah that I'm talking about.
Okay, yes. Wow, it
You can
looks
see
big. It's as big as like the trees next to it.
that's 9 feet,
Yeah.
um, and we have so many more. So this is something we sell in the store. This is, you know, a piece of art from Israel.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different. Okay, I'm going to tell you, and Dora, if you want to add something, do so. But I'm anxious to tell you the story of Hanukkah. It's actually not what most people believe, even in the Jewish community. It's much deeper than that. The story you said earlier was exactly right. What happened was, okay, I'm going to tell you what happened because with everything that there's spiritual, the essence of it. There's a
Mm-hmm.
spiritual essence of everything. So we know the story. The story is basically the Greeks. This is something that most people don't know. The Syrian Greeks had a respect for the Torah and its wisdom. They were into philosophy. They were all philosophers and quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And they respected the Torah for its wisdom. What they came down on after a period of time, they were no longer friends because they said you can study the Torah, the Jewish Torah, as a wisdom, as a philosophy, but nothing to do with anything that's beyond rational. Like Greek rational philosophy, I actually happen to be a philosophy major in Western philosophy, and that's Greek philosophy. And it stops at a certain point where your intellect stops. And the point of the Torah is that we don't just see and believe what we can see with our eyes, with our senses. We something much deeper than that. If you're going to talk about God, you're not talking about a limitation of intellect. You're talking about
Mm-hmm.
God. And there's things that we don't understand. So when we study Torah, we learn, and we have this desire not just to study and practice, but to have a relationship with God. I don't know what that sounds like, but there's a God who's higher than we are, who's smarter, and knows what we really want, and knows who we are, knows our soul and what it desires, what it needs. And I'm not from a religious background, so I went through all kinds of philosophies and ideas and things I understood, and I saw I was changing my mind about serious issues, and then I discovered the depth of my own Judaism, and I thought, here is something that goes beyond my limited intellect, and Plato and Aristotle and Descartes also. It's just like it's something beyond that. The Greeks didn't appreciate that, and they said at a certain point, if we catch you celebrating the Sabbath or eating kosher food or having circumcision for your child, we're going to kill you. And
studying Torah,
even studying the Torah, but they weren't out to kill Jews.
That's awful.
Which is not something that's so surprising. but the real point of Judaism is to have a relationship with God and to go beyond yourself and to be everything that you can be, to discover who you are on the inside, not who you are on the outside, not who you want to appear to be to others on the outside. It has nothing to do with anybody else and their acceptance of you or their agreement with you. It has to do with who you really are. And we need all of us, Jewish and non-Jewish, to get who our essence is. And if we start seeing people as their godly essence, we treat people much, much more beautifully, nicer, much more love, much more light, much more acceptance, much more peace in the world. And that's what we're trying to do, really.
Yeah.
When it says that we're supposed to be a light unto the nations, that's what we have to get across, that there is something deeply and godly in every single human being in the world. And we have to bring that out in people. I want to go back to the Greeks.
Thank you for sharing this. This is very beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Back to the Greeks. So they said, you can't do these things that are godly things. Just leave God out of the picture and we'll be fine. So what happened is there was a small band. This is truly miraculous. And you might think, why doesn't the miracle of Hanukkah celebrate the military victory? Because a small band of Jews and rebels rose up against this huge Greek forces, huge. And they defeated them. They defeated them. And that's an incredible victory. When they got back to the Holy Temple, which had been desecrated and ransacked, they couldn't find the story that everybody understands is they couldn't find any oil. Then miraculously they found one cruse of oil. It was enough for one day and it lasted 8 days. And that's why we celebrate Hanukkah for 8 days. That's the storyline. Now I want to tell you the deeper aspect of it.
Please.
The fact is there was a lot of oil left in the temple, but it was desecrated by the Greeks. They broke the seal of the holy priest, and therefore, in a case of emergency, the Jews were allowed to light with that oil. But the whole point of Hanukkah is that we don't want a contaminated oil. We don't want that look of our Judaism. We want pure oil. The one cruse so there was plenty of oil, but they found one cruse of pure oil. And that represents the pureness of your godliness inside of each one of us. And that can never be destroyed. The Greeks destroyed the entire temple and all the oil in it. But there was one cruse that they couldn't get to. And that's the same story. That's the story of the Jewish people throughout history. Unfortunately, they come to kill us in every generation. And we don't go anywhere because that's who we are. We're something deeper than that on the inside. And people you can't stop honesty and truth and godliness. So the fact that they could have lit the menorah with the desecrated oil, they chose not to because they only wanted to use the pure oil. Even though there was only enough for one day, that's what's so incredible. The miracle happened that one cruse lasted for 8 days. Yeah. 8 also is a number of miraculous nature, like 7 of the days of the week and the cycles in the Torah of different things. But 8 is the day beyond nature. It's the 8th day. It goes beyond what's natural, which is why circumcision, by the way, I'm not sure what that has to do with this, but circumcision for a young boy is always on the 8th day because it's something that goes beyond nature. You don't do it because in fact, you do it to a baby who's 8 days old. You don't do it because he says, yeah, I'm in, let's do this. You do it to him. It has nothing to do with his understanding. It's an eternal covenant with God, and it never goes away. It's in your heart, it's in your soul, and it's in your flesh. So that's the real miracle of Hanukkah. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing because the miracle that most people understand is beautiful. But to understand that we stand for something, we represent something, we need real light, we need real honesty, we need real truth. and we're not going to settle for less. You can't stop us. I mean, right now the Jews in the world are going through incredible anti-Semitism, and you know what? You might think that after such a thing that's happening in the last 2 months, that Jews would hide their Judaism, like, take your Jewish star and hide it, be safe, don't flaunt it. And what are we doing all over the world? We're wearing Jewish stars, and we're standing up, and we're demonstrating, and we're going out there, and we're being kind and loving, and
people are ordering more menorahs than ever.
And the menorahs
Yes.
that it's just people are coming in to do things that they're not religious, but now they want to be Jewish. They want to be more Jewish than they ever were before, and that is a beautiful thing.
They make children's menorahs.
That's a children's menorah.
Wow.
God, that's beautiful.
That's so
That's
cute.
the truth. And here's Noah's
Amazing.
Ark.
Here's a Noah's Ark. Can you see it?
Wow.
And for an older
Oh.
for an older boy who likes basketball.
We have everything. Oh, you should bring this.
I need to try one.
So if you listen to this
actually have a
podcast and you
9-foot
don't have,
menorah in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, where the New Jersey Nets play. They have a 9-foot menorah with basketballs on every arm, all the arms. It's like a basketball menorah. It's on my website. It's really incredible.
amazing.
So that's why Hanukkah's always
The
relevant.
sushi menorah.
What? How could you not? Okay, now
That's
my
so
wife is more
funny.
into nail polish, so
And this is the kind people put in their windows.
Yes,
is like
the silver
electric.
one. Yeah. So
Wow, look at that one for a girl. The nail
oh,
polish.
nail polish.
Wow.
I'd rather make my big silver colorful ones, but what the heck.
So every evening you lighting another candle.
Because you always want to increase in light.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it at our door and window because we want to share the light with the darkness, with the world outside.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful Hasidic expression that says, a little light dispels a lot of darkness. That's something we live by. I remember one time as a kid, I went into a big gymnasium with the doors, no lights, no windows, no nothing. It's just dark, dark, dark. If you light a little candle, you can see the entire room.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible? It's not a logical concept. A little light dispels a lot of darkness. So if we all put a little light out there, we all bring a little light into the world, it does a lot. It pushes away darkness, because darkness is not real. It's a lack of light. But when you bring light, the darkness will disappear.
I love that.
And that's
Oh, here's another beautiful one.
This one is very beautiful with glass and very
crystal.
wow, crystal
Yeah.
and metal rings, or is it silver?
No, it's all crystal, shining crystal. So that's, so that was what I really wanted to say. But, I know you have a lot of questions, so go for it.
So, Deborah, how is it first to be married to a rabbi? That must be beautiful. You must be
He's
such
the boss
like
of the family, let's face it.
fulfilled with
A lot of people
love
don't
and
know
kindness.
this, but we cherish our women. We hold our women up on a high pedestal.
Yes.
Really, in a real observant Jewish home, the women are glorified.
I know.
Right there. Tell them right. Tell them right.
This is what I hear everywhere. Yes. So
Yeah.
can you tell me, like, what is your favorite holiday and where's the origin from? And maybe you can also speak a little bit about you and your story and your path.
Wow.
In 2 minutes.
So the truth is, every holiday really has its special magic and something about it that you just have create memories forever. And Hanukkah has its unique, it's also beautiful because it's 8 days. So there's a lot of time, like, just to show you, this is a flyer typical of so many events going on. So every night of the week, you can be going out.
This is a laser light show and a full band performing in a mall, a big outdoor mall in Montclair next door. It's our daughter and her
And then
son-in-law.
tomorrow night, there's some kind of drone light show. There's like so much excitement for everybody.
Yeah.
Something to do. And the food is so special. And
Deborah,
the-
what is like a typical food you're eating through Hanukkah.
A real favorite.
Real healthy stuff.
Not healthy.
Potato pancakes. Potato pancakes.
Latkes, potato
You
pancakes.
grate potatoes and you put
Oh, yes.
You put it in oil. That's
I
why
know
we
that.
in oil.
and
Yes.
donuts that are
In oil.
ground in oil, and what else? Oil.
That's it.
That's it.
But we have a whole meal too. But then that's part of the meal, the potato pancakes and the
Mhm.
donuts.
So people are having parties where they're bringing people together to make donuts and to make the potato pancakes, which we call latkes. And then what's become very popular, we have the dreidel games, right? Because, like my husband said, we weren't allowed to study the Bible. We were not allowed to study. If anybody was caught studying the Torah, they would be arrested, they would be killed. So children would have this dreidel.
Mhm.
I
These
don't
are
see the colors.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it. It lights up and it plays music. Sorry.
I can see. So it's a yes, it's a purple channel.
It's
Okay.
the children are the heroes. You know, the women are the heroes. Like everybody together rose up and they said, we don't care. We are going to continue. Nothing will stop us. Nothing
Yeah.
can stop us. So the little children would have a guard. They would take out their Bibles, their Torah parchments. They would be studying. And when the guard said there's soldiers coming, quickly they would hide it and they would take out these little pops and they would, when they were caught, they would say, well, we're not studying. We're not allowed to. We're playing. So we're just passing our time away playing. So this has become a very big, popular with songs. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel we shall play. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel we shall play. And
It's a very deep song.
these days they play with chocolate coins called Geld.
Yeah.
Geld is probably a German word, right, for money. So this has become another food that is very popular, the chocolate coins.
Yes,
And,
with the golden foil, you can buy them everywhere. Yes.
Yeah.
And I just want to
The point of that is to be able to give. You mentioned earlier giving. It's like the money is to give to other people. So charity in Judaism is one of the most powerful things. We make it a point to give charity every single day, never to refuse anybody. Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
These are bags of chocolate coins.
These are bags of chocolate coins. Yeah. Bigger ones and little ones. And what am I doing?
I love learning about all of this. So
I just want to also share. Oh, there's the Psalms. This is a book of Psalms by King David, the greatest Jewish king of all time. And from King David, the Messiah will come from that family. And one of the famous Psalms is Psalm 20. And it ends in the words that are very classically, which is attributed to Hanukkah. And it's really our motto. It's how we live all the time, not only in times of war, but in times of peace as well. And the words are, some rely upon chariots and some upon horses, but we rely upon the name of God, of our God. They bend and fall, but we rise and stand firm. And God deliver us. May the King answer us on the day we call. So it's really almost like a personal, it's a personal light, a guiding light, that no matter what's happening around us, you respond accordingly, but that we have to always put God into our every moment of our day, every day. to be grateful, to thank him, to acknowledge all the miracles that we see all the time, to be grateful, gratitude. And we really believe that this is, if we have that reality in front of us, while CNN is pounding away and while the newspapers are pounding away, and we have, I know you didn't want to talk about everything, but we have marches, we have demonstrations, even outside our store, which could be a little bit disturbing. And yet what we do, what we are taught to do and inspired to do, and what we ourselves, we develop ourselves so that we actually have this as a part of who we are, is that we see what we see around us, and we also have a higher reality where we look up to God, to Hashem, which means the name, and we truly see miracles. There are so many miracles going on today, and each of us will, if you ask people, can you share a miracle? There are just constant miracles. If we just open up our eyes and we open up our consciousness to it. And now we're entering the holiday of miracles. And I remember having guests at our table, and she said something beautiful. She said, during these 8 days, we look for the miracles and we find them. And that to me was so novel at the time. But now with this holiday coming at this time, people are reaching into joy, into being joyous, because when you're truly joyous, that is the greatest testimony that God is in your world. It doesn't matter how bad things look, and we don't let ourselves become depressed. We're not allowed to, because that weakens us. And once you're depressed, God is not in the picture anymore. And we just know we will keep on believing and even thank God in advance for saving us. Just thank him in advance, and then he will fulfill it. So there's a very strong component of, it's called in Hebrew, bitachon, which is faith. Always stay connected. And that's who we are. And we're not only that we own it, but we're a light onto all the nations. So this is something we all own.
Yeah.
And all of us have challenges. And if we all, every one of us, rise up and we say, I am your child, and you created me, and I'm reaching out to you, I'm calling out to you, and I know you will answer me. That is what we are an example of for the entire world, for the entire planet.
Yeah. Amen. Thank you for sharing your path. It's a sad time, and we're sending our prayers to everyone in the world, especially to the Jewish community. There are no words who can explain what's the pain we're feeling with you and with all families connected. And I really, really pray that the season is gonna calm things. And I know it's much more. And I know that you understand beyond that, or your understanding is beyond that, especially with the history. And I'm feeling deeply sorry. And I don't even know what I can say.
Thank you, Maren.
Besides, thank you for sharing your perspective. And I think it's so important also for our care professionals, not just if you're living with a Jewish family, but in general, that everyone gets like the awareness and the knowledge about the historic and the religion, because there are so many people in pain right now, and everyone deserves to be heard, to be seen, and to be understood, and to believe in their beliefs. Yes. So,
thank you,
as
Maren.
a care professional, thank you for sharing. As a care professional, Angelina, you experienced last year all the Jewish holidays with your host family. So I would like to ask you some quick question. We're gonna play like a little game. Can you tell us a little bit about the decorations, about the colors in your house, about the colors of Hanukkah?
So first we have like 4 different Hanukkah in the house. 2 are for children. One is Hanukkah that my house children Emmett uh, did in preschool as a Hanukkah present for his parents last year. So it's now on the table with the other ones. We have like the normal colors, the blue and white colors all over the house, and it looks pretty nice. And I am happy to celebrate this holiday again with my host family. I was really enjoyed it last year, and it's wonderful.
Can you tell us how have you been involved last year in the celebration?
So first, I got Hanukkah presents from my host children. It's not why I have to do this. Like I want to do this. I love this family. I want to give them something back on their holiday. So I got presents for the kids. I got Hanukkah presents too. That was actually a very surprise for me. And I'm there when we light the candles. We have this tradition in their family, like for every day we choose a candle at what we think will burn at the longest time from all of the candles. So we are like around the Hanukkah and looking, okay, which candle would I pick? Which is the longest? And this is a tradition that we do this year too. I hope I'm this year better. So yes, that's something what we do. We have like on Shabbat, on Friday, a special dinner for Hanukkah, where the kids getting the presents too. Even we say Hanukkah 8 days, every day is a present. We make one big day.
8 crazy days.
8 crazy days. Yeah, we are making one crazy day with presents. And then the normal celebration with lighting the candles, eating the donuts. So like
You eating donuts?
Yes, we're eating donuts. Everything what's made with oil is on the table this year.
Okay.
It's all really healthy stuff if you
Yes, it's all
dig
healthy
deep.
stuff.
I heard a rabbi say something I thought was very funny. He said the Greeks were known for their bodies, the Olympics and strength and all the sports. And so we're going to get back at the Greeks. We're not going to look like we're going to eat donuts and latkes and everything in oil. We're not going to look like them.
I'm very excited to play the Turtle game this year because my preschool toddler is finally in the right age to play this game. So I will learn it, he will learn it, and we will see how it's going. So this is very exciting. Yes, I'm so happy that I have this family who's inviting me in everything what they are doing. So I'm very happy about this religion exchange and all the feelings that I get.
Yes. Thank you for sharing.
It's been such an honor and a pleasure to meet you guys and have this conversation. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It inspires me a lot. I mean, it's great to see so many great people. It's very reassuring. Thank you.
I can just give the same back. Yes. So it's very inspiring. I always think it's very inspiring if someone has found their values and lives their values with pride and honor. And thank you for being here. So my last question for you would be, can you share like some advice? And I know there was a lot of advice and value in your conversation and in the stories you shared with us. But like, can you like maybe close and share with one sentence something you want to send out from your heart, some gratitude into the world of the podcast and to our listeners?
I think I'd like to say again that it's important for each one of us to discover who we really are on the inside and to live the truth that we are, not to live what other people think we should do, but to really be who we are. And when we are who we really are and we live that light, then we see it in other people too. You know, you give off, it's the karma, so kind of like who you are, it becomes your whole environment, and the people that you're with, and the people you hang out with, and you start to look at people like they're also godly people with a purpose in life. We say that every single person has their own unique purpose. There could be 5 billion people in the world, and God gave no accidents. Everybody was born and created for a particular purpose that nobody else can fulfill for them. So it's a beautiful, uplifting message. Who you are. You could be depressed. You could, suicide is a problem. And if everybody just knew that they were here for a reason and they have a purpose, it would be wonderful. It'd be a wonderful world, and that's what we try to do. We try to teach people. So I think first to discover yourself, who you truly are, and then to see it in other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the light in the darkness. That's what Hanukkah is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Mrs. Clark, try to beat that.
What's coming to my mind and my heart is that right now we're in a very unique place in the world, in history. Just like I think many of us feel we've never experienced anything like this before, on a cosmic level.
We were both born right after the Second World War, and my wife's parents are both Holocaust survivors from the camps and from hiding in the forest for 3 years and living with nothing for 3 years in the winters of Poland. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So I guess to me, what I would like to, we have a high school down the street. I had mentioned that there was a march that was not so favorable for Israel. And today I have these 2 cards. One is called the Good Card, and the other one is called the 7 Universal Laws. And I ordered them. I ordered 1,000 of them. And I finally today saw students walking by, and I went outside. First, I had a little speech, but I cut it short, and I said, kindness is contagious. And I gave it to them. As soon as I said kindness is contagious, everybody was taking them. Everybody was taking them and thanking me. And it's really about be a light. Be a light. In fact, when I give them these cards, I give them an extra pair, and I say, now you be a light, and you share it. You share it with somebody. And, like my husband said, evil is really nothing. It's just the absence of light. But evil's purpose is that we have free will to choose. If there was no evil and everything is clearly wonderful and good, we would not have free choice. So right now we really are at a pinnacle where there is like extreme good and there's extreme opposite of good. And each one of us really at this juncture, we pick, who are you? Who are you really? Who are you aligning with? And what is your life all about? What are you contributing to? What is your purpose? And this I find is something really pivotal, just a huge point where, in fact, I'll share one more thing. Somebody was saying the word Israel in Hebrew is Yashar El. It means being straight with the Lord, straight with God. Are you honest? Like, who knows who we are? We can lie and we can deceive, we can pretend. But at the end of the day, we know there's a clear oneness with God. And that is really what our aim is. Be whole and pure and one, that you have nothing to hide, nothing to be ashamed of, no lies that you have to cover up. And that's really what Israel stands for. Be straight and be one with the truth.
Be a light.
And be a light.
Yeah. And Hanukkah is called the Festival of Lights.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So thank you for sharing this. You're so inspiring. And I still have goosebumps just listening to you. So this is it's such a good reminder to spread love and light and kindness and understanding and stay to your beliefs and understand who you are, like try to figure out. And I bet so many people are going through the process to get to know not each other, just each other, but get to know themselves better in a deeply understanding. And I can see it with our care professionals. And I came here in 2019 as a care professional myself. And I definitely went through like this growth process of deep understanding for myself. And it changed. I'm still the same person, but it gives you so much safety. And thanks for your words and for your reminder. I would like to know like the seven laws on your card. Do you want to share them with us maybe?
Yeah. Okay. Believe in one God, which means reject any form of idol worship or worshiping anything other than God. Number
like
two,
money or fame or honor. That kind of thing.
status, exactly. You can have it, but don't see it as
Or worship it.
don't worship it. Number two, honor God. Number three, preserve human life. Do not murder. Number four, respect family relationships. Do not commit immoral sexual acts. Number five, respect others' property. Do not steal. Number six, respect God's creatures. Do not eat the flesh of an animal that is still alive. So we are kind to animals, and we consider their pain, that we do not inflict pain, although we are permitted to eat meat. The last one is establish honest courts, uphold a just legal system. And the first, the umbrella for all these laws is that they come from God, that they're not a logical, nice way to live, but they are actually commanded by God.
Thank you for sharing. I love sharing knowledge, and this is why we have this podcast, to share transparency and understanding for each other better. So, Angelina, do you have like an advice for care professionals how they can become a part of these holidays, of the Jewish holidays? Like a best example.
I mean, the best example is have an open mind for it, enjoy it. When you have questions, ask your questions. I have sometimes so many questions about Jewish holidays and how everything is, even with the separated plates, like meat plates, vegetarian plates. I asked so many questions. So my advice is have an open mind. When you have question, ask question. They are very friendly with this and love to get your answers. And yes, it's just like enjoy it. Then yeah, it's really like enjoying it, feeling it, and make the best thing. When you can put something inside this holiday, put it inside. When you just want to watch, just watch. Nobody is mad of you when you are just there and watch. It's more like feel it, let it in you, think about this, and that's it.
Yes,
Beautiful.
exactly. Beautiful. Thank you. I love the part that you highlighted, you can just be there and watch because no one pulls you to adapt the culture or the religion, right?
Right.
But I love also that you highlighted the open mind. And my advice for everyone is to be kind first to yourself and be kind to others. And both is so important, especially in stressful times, in sad times, that you always have to also be good to yourself and to your own heart. Then keep the light in your heart on so you can pass it on to others. And if you don't feel well, you can ask always for help, like there's nothing wrong with asking for help or asking for advice, asking for answers because you don't understand something. We're all humans, and with this kindness, I wish all of you a happy Hanukkah season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for being
much.
here, making
Such
this
a pleasure.
episode so special.
Thank you so much.
You've given us a gift.
Happy holidays to everybody out there.
Thank
Happy
you. Happy
Hanukkah.
holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you got inspired by this episode, please share with your friends and community. Give us a 5-star so others can learn about it, and we look forward to hear your feedback.
Our goal is to empower families and children with special or without special needs. And we are excited to learn more about you and to hear your inspiring stories.